Hey guys, I am coming to you from outside because everyone is sleeping inside. So it was either do it outside or not do it at all. Okay, so this week we're talking about trends in YA, and my trend is vampires. Vampires have kind of become the butt of jokes in YA literature. No one really takes them seriously anymore because of Twilight, and I think that's kind of sad because they have so much potential. You know, there's so many opportunities to explore them as complex characters because of their isolation from humanity and then the moral complications of what they have to do to survive. And I don't know, I think vampires are pretty BA for surviving and living despite their terrible situation. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, vampires, now when we think of them, we think of like sparkly things that are, the object of tween girls' desires. We instantly picture Robert Pattinson instead of picturing some like dark character that's gonna get you in the night. We think of like kind of a creeper. Vampires have also kind of made YA seem a little bit less respectable, I guess. When people think of YA, they instantly think of Twilight, and it's just not fair. There's so many different genres, but I mean, you all know that. I think in order for a vampire book to sell well these days, it needs to, one, have some sort of unique lore, or at least something new that it brings to the table, because if it doesn't, it can't hold up against that Twilight stereotype. People are just going to keep comparing it. Or two, it could also be part of an ongoing series that was already popular back when vampires were more of a thing. Like the House of Night series or the Vampire Academy series. So, like, when paranormal YA was first starting to take off, it seemed like it was only vampires that we would find in our books. And, but now, I mean, let's look at some upcoming releases. There are no vampires, at least for this fall. Out of all the books that I have that are coming out this fall, none of them involve vampires, which is kind of cool. I like to see YA kind of go through phases, and I just wonder if vampires are going to come back anytime soon. It took like a good 20 years for the vampire craze in adult fiction to come back, and it did come back in YA. So, because like with Anne Rice, she was really popular in the 80s. I think it was the 80s. So I guess now I'll talk about how I feel about vampires personally. Not the biggest fan. I like what you can do with their character, like I said earlier, but I don't like the concept. Honestly, I think someone who sucks blood and is dead is not at all attractive, and I think it's kind of weird that a lot of YA and just literature in general tries to paint them as like cool, like it's cool to be undead. I think it's different like when you're reading a book, because you can actually just put that aside. You don't have to focus on their kind of disgusting aspects. You can just focus on like how good looking they are and how nice they are, and you can totally believe them getting into a relationship with the protagonist. But like if you think about it in real life, would you actually want a vampire in your life? I wouldn't. Sorry about this noise. There's like trash trucks going around. It's trash day. Hopefully you can still hear me. So yeah, even though I've read some good vampire books, I'm still not the biggest fan. So, question for you. 1, what's your favorite vampire book? 2, do you like vampires as a concept? And 3, do you think vampires are going to like come back in popularity? Do you think, how long do you think it's going to take? Let me know in the comments below. So yeah, I will see you guys next week, and sorry for squinting, it's like really bright out. Bye.